You probably have heard of photobashing, which is the artistic process of creating a new piece of art by seamlessly assembling smaller image pieces together to create something that looks beautiful. However, there is a similar process in 3D, and it is called kitbashing. So in today's video, we'll be talking about kitbashing and how it can allow you to produce complicated 3D projects fast, which can save you a lot of valuable time and effort. So what is it all about? As I said, similar to photobashing, instead of combining 2D assets, kitbashing is the process of combining 3D assets already prepared for the project and all together in order to create something totally new. The term kit refers to the pack of 3D models used in the process, and this kit can be made of objects ranging from tiny bolts and screws to huge sci-fi hard surface pieces, and from roads and bridge parts to collections of fully built vehicles, all the way to vegetation, weapons, buildings, and so much more. There is literally a kit bash for everything. Kitbashing is used in every 3D sector, and by that I mean all industries including game development, VFX, and architecture. And it can be used in multiple types of 3D creation purposes, whether it is creating environments including crowds, rocks, trees, or interior designs and furniture decoration, etc. With all these examples I have thrown at you, I think you have spotted the two main types of kitbashing, which are hard surface and organic stuff. While hard surface kitbashing deals with objects that are man-made or constructed, and organic kitbashing deals with objects that are naturally occurring, such as plants or even humans and non-human characters. And of course, both types can be used together to create complex scenes and environments. One of the main benefits of kitbashing is the speed at which complex 3D projects can be created. So by using pre-made assets and combining them in unique ways, you can quickly build scenes and environments without having to spend hours to create each piece individually. I mean doing that from scratch. So kitbashing allows you to greatly and flexibly experiment and see what works, as artists can quickly and easily swap out or modify different elements of a scene to achieve the desired effect, and we will see that in more depth later in the video when we talk about some advanced technique for kitbashing. We keep saying that kitbashing is great and it can be used everywhere, but as you might have guessed, when it comes to unique projects that require more specific assets and a high level of customization, this technique may fall short. So you have to understand the different aspects of your project in order to decide which approach to use and at what stage of the process. Now, if you are interested in getting started with kitbashing, in this part we will see some great resources for finding kitbashing parts that you may search for and how to create them, in addition to how you can prepare these kits for your projects. So now I'm going to give you some examples, and I mean some examples that come to mind really fast. For example, starting with free resources available for anyone to use, which include kitbashing libraries, which include high quality hard surface assets organized into libraries for each category. There is a library for camera and sensors, for hydraulics, wires, and for structural parts. Another valuable resource is the Miscellaneous Greeble Pack by Spacehat. If you're looking for spaceships and space station parts, this asset pack got you covered, because it includes models based on real blueprints and references. Also, there is an alt kit, but a good one, as it is a large collection of mechanical, electrical, and tech parts by Chris Kuhn. Some of its assets include fancy animation constraints, making it very easy to use, and all of that is for free. Also, one great resource for finding pre-made 3D assets for kitbashing is Kitbash 3D, a website where you can find a wide range of kits for different types of projects. Their products are more professional and oriented or targeted for game developers and VFX studios, because it is of high quality and generally speaking it is amazing, and I'll keep it at that. When it comes to choosing your kitbash parts, it's important to know first the specific needs of your projects. Think about the type of your objects, scene or environment that you want to create, and choose a kit that contains the assets you need. And make sure that the asset kit you're gonna choose or put the money into is gonna be used extensively and potentially in multiple other future projects of yours. Like for example, if you are a hard surface modeling artist, investing in such kitbashing kit is gonna be a great choice. Also consider the level of detail and quality you're gonna require, because some kits may have more basic or low quality assets, while others might have high quality detailed and complex pieces. Now once you have chosen your kitbashing parts, you need to properly prepare them to be used in your projects. And depending on your needs, this preparation may include poly count optimization, LODs management, texturing, but most importantly, organizing the kit into an asset library so that it is easier for you to just drag and drop the assets into your viewport in your project, which is very important. They can be organized into specific categories. Also, for the purpose of making the process of kitbashing easier and faster, this is a very important thing to consider. Moving on to some tips and techniques that are gonna help you understand the process, because after having a good understanding of the basics, there are a number of techniques that you are gonna apply to level up your projects. One important tip I would start with is maintaining consistency across the scenery or the project. When combining various and numerous assets, especially when coming from different kits, it's easy to lose track of all the overall scale and proportions of the objects in the scene, leading to a disjointed and inconsistent look. Also, sometimes after conducting some edits onto your objects of your kitbash kit separately, you may lose its original scaling and it can become disproportionate to the rest of the kit. One method is to create a reference object with a known size, such as a cube or a human body, and use it as a guide to guarantee that all the objects in the scene are correctly scaled, which is standard practice by the way. This also helps to ensure that objects from various kits merge together smoothly. For the techniques I wanted to mention, you have to experiment by randomly scattering your objects, whether you are working on a single hard surface model or building an entire city using kitbashing. You can randomly put the assets together, and it can be very useful for inspiration and ideas. For example, if you are working with buildings for the background, in Blender for example, avoid using a hair particle system and use geometry nodes instead, as it gives you more options for scattering the objects across a plane surface. With geonodes, you can scatter randomly your buildings in a more lifelike structured manner while avoiding overlapping issues. When the kit you have downloaded isn't enough or doesn't fit properly in parts of your objects or project, you can of course edit them out, add details, or apply new materials to give the objects a different look or feel. As I talked about before, you can also combine multiple kits together by just paying attention to the scale and style consistency, and you can create your own asset kit, despite being a very time-consuming process. But the thing is, you can use them multiple times and you can even sell them, because a lot of people will fight to get that. I mean, if you are a genius of creating kitbash collections. Anyways, building a kitbash library can help you speed up your workflow and process significantly. For example, you can use the Buildify add-on to merge your buildings parts. I mean, you're gonna merge them together like Lego pieces in no time. These are only some few tips that you can experiment with in your journey during the process of kitbashing. So feel free to share with us in the comment section what you learned and the projects that you are working on. Generally speaking, mastering the process of kitbashing can save you a lot of time and effort. And I disagree completely with people who say that kitbashing is cheating, because simply it's not. Kitbashing is synonymous with efficiency, and it is a technique that has to be used in multiple cases, and especially professionals, they use it a lot because it is very efficient and effective. By combining pre-existing assets and customizing them to fit specific needs, you can save a significant amount of time and effort comparing to creating everything from scratch. And as you work more and more on your projects, this will make more sense. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to this channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.